Hello YouTubers, Paul here, your channel host. Welcome to my channel. And that time of year has finally arrived. My annual review of Wolfblood. It is the early hours of the 11th of November. Wolfblood Series 3 finished a fortnight ago, 2 weeks ago. But I've only just caught up on the last 3 episodes of Series 3. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a lowdown or the rundown on the characters in Series 3 and a quick overview of Series 3. I'm not going to go into every single episode because it'll just take too long and you'll just get too bored of us. But I'm going to quickly run through all the characters and give you an overall review of the series. So anyone who hasn't seen the series yet, or is in a country where it hasn't been shown yet, please look away now to avoid these spoilers. Okay, I've warned you now. If you're watching still and you haven't seen the series, you have been warned. Okay, the characters that haven't returned from Series 2 for Series 3, the ones who haven't returned: Maddie, played by Amy Kelly; Daniel, played by Marcus Garvey; and Emma, played by Angela Lonsdale; Bernie, played by Bill Fellows; and Miss Fitzgerald, played by Ursula Holden. Now, Series 3 returning characters. You have Ridian, played by Bobby Lockwood; Yana, played by Leona Kate Vaughan; and Kerry, played by Cywin Morris. You also have Shannon, played by Louisa Connolly Burnham; Tom, played by Keeda Williams Sterling; Jimmy, played by Jonathan Raggett; Liam, played by Nick Vistege; Sam, played by Noam Casa; Katrina, Cara and Kay, the 3 Ks, played by hey, like it, Gabrielle Green, Rachel Teton, Sherelle Hepkin, respectively. Mr. Jeffries, played by Mark Fleischman; Miss Graham, played by Gori Vadora; Ulrich, played by Aaron Raglan; and Aaron, played by Sereth Flynn. Also Dr. Whitewood, played by Letty Butler, as well as Mrs. Vaughan, played by Philippa Wilson. New characters for Series 3, you had Gerwin, played by Richard Harbington; Darcia, played by Mandeep Dillon; Kincaid, played by Sean Dooley; and Victoria, played by Jacqueline Bostwin, as well as Joan Dolly, played by Robbie Farrell and Jonathan Rice. Now, okay, I'll go through those characters though as I'm going along on the review. Now, because Maddie, Daniel and Emma, the Smiths, left at the end of Series 2, we needed like a new pack, if you know what I mean, for Series 3 to concentrate on. So we had, for Series 3 to concentrate on the pack, we had Ridian, played by Bobby Lockwood; Yana, played by Leona Kate Vaughan; and Kerry, played by Cywin Morris. Now they were all living in the Smiths' old house. So the new like Wolfblood family, so to speak, was them 3. As well as obviously the unofficial Wolfbloods, played by Shannon and Tom. They were like, well, part of the pack, you know. They always have been. This series was more family and grown up, if you know what I mean. Because I mentioned Joe and Ollie, played by Robbie Farrell and Jonathan Rice. Well, they were actually Ridian's foster brothers, who we've never been introduced to, and obviously Mrs. Vaughan, Philippa Wilson. She took more. She's Ridian's foster mum. She took a little bit more of a prominent role. And the series, as I say, it was more about them growing up. The first episode, the characters were at a careers fair at the school. To say what paths they were going to choose after their exams, and one of the companies that was introduced was a company called Segolia. Now, this company turned out to be run by Wolfbloods. Ow! Now, Darcy, played by Mandy Dillon, that I mentioned, she was working at the Segolia, as well as Kincaid and Victoria. Kincaid, played by Sean Dooley, and Victoria, played by Jacqueline Boatswain. The first episode, Dr. Whitewood ended up working for Dr. Whitewood, played by Letty Butler, ended up working with Segolia because she saw Ridian transform into a wolf, or into a wolf-blood, sorry, and Darcy persuaded her that if she kept the secret, she would organise it that she would be able to work in the laboratory at Segolia, so she could do research. Also, Kerry, played by Simon Morris, who's Ridian's real mum, she took a more of a prominent role in the series. She wasn't wolfing out as much as the first two series. She was a lot calmer, I would say, in the series. Shannon, played by Louisa Connolly Burnham. Hi, Shannon. Hi. She was working with Segolia as well, for research. And I mentioned that Bernie, played by Bill Fellows, had left. Well, Katrina, Cara and Kay ended up taking over the Bernie's, which they've now called the Cave. Instead of the cafe, the Cave. Get it? I like it. And it was just, the whole series was about them, the characters growing up to move away from the school. Who knows? Series 4 hasn't been confirmed yet, because from what I've read on Twitter, they're waiting for the Germans to do. It's like a. Let's get this right. It's like a. They're going to try and sell it abroad and see how many countries are interested in buying it up before they decide on a fourth series. I hope the fourth series will go ahead. It's massively popular, and it's massively popular in Germany. The Disney Channel have bought it up. I'm just hoping more countries will buy it up and it'll go on for series 4. Fingers crossed. Liam, played by Nick Versteg, he actually found out the secret, as well as Mr. Jeffries. He actually, played by Mark Fishman, they actually found out the Wolfblood secret. But do they keep it, or do they expose it? Well, you'll have to find out, won't you, by watching the series. No, as I say, overall the series was about everybody growing up, all the characters growing up, because series 1 and 2 was about them at school and messing around at school and dealing with teenage problems. Series 3 was about the characters growing up and moving away from the school, particularly the last episode, which, if you watched it, you will know what I mean. I'm sorry I'm not going into individual episodes, but that's an overall review of my Series 3, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I love the series. I am 34-year-old. I'm a big fan of Wolfblood. And can I just say one more thing as well before I do sign off for this video? A lot of the fans on Twitter were upset that Maddie wasn't returning. Well, can I just say, it was like me when I was growing up, about 13 or 14. I grew up with Biker Grove, with a certain Ant and Dec in it, as PJ and Duncan. It was like that when Ant and Dec left the series. People were thinking, well, how can it go on? It was like the same with a series that I'm watching at the moment on Channel 4, Homeland. The main character from the first 3 series has been killed off. How was it going to go on for a 4th series? They've brought it back and it's working. It does work. yes, fair enough. Maddie from series 2 has left. Series 1 and 2 has left, but it does work. Please bear with them. Anyway, YouTubers, I will see you later, and I hope you have enjoyed the series 3 review. Sorry, I haven't gone into all the details of like individual episodes, but it'll take me ages. And I think this video is long enough, so see you later, YouTubers.